Hey everyone, thanks for joining me. I'm working from home today because my little business partner, Dobby, my little dachshund, he's in surgery today. He has a little dental procedure that he needed to do. So I figured if he doesn't have to go to the office, neither should I. So I am home with our other dog, Ella, and we'll be getting Dobby back this afternoon. So he will be happy to eat nice, delicious, soft food for the next few days as he heals up. But anyway, I hope your week is going well. So as we kind of dive in today, I just want to remind you, if you haven't already, go check out my book on Amazon, The Therapy Sidekick. It's fun. A lot of people have been telling me that they got it and they're already using it in whether it's therapy with me or in their own therapy with someone else, a different therapist. So it's been really nice seeing that grow, and hope to kind of keep reaching out to more people with it. Haven't really been doing any marketing. I need to get on that, but word of mouth is always the best thing. So if you know anyone that could benefit from it, please let them know about it. And then I need to get on my game and start marketing it. But all right, so to kind of jump into our topic today, kind of wanted to kind of keep going with the theme of kind of this reset of the new year. I know a lot of people are talking about resolutions and goals. And last week we talked about kind of getting into the year in the right way, but or reflecting rather more on last year. But it's interesting. I had a conversation with several people now in the past week and a half about this topic that we're going to do today. And I feel like I have to tell you first that I feel really cheesy talking about this because it just seems to me like a cheesy topic. But I'd like to think I'm not super cheesy, but I guess I am. So I have to just accept that. But talking about the idea of when we're talking about goals, which I am much more a fan of goals than resolutions. I feel like a goal, having something to work towards, is better than having this firm decision that you're making that you have to achieve something. But having a goal means that you're working towards something. You're putting things in place to promote success in a certain thing, whether it's personal or professional or whatever. And when we're talking about goals, this this thing that I found myself talking to people about is having this word to kind of I guess as a motivation for the goals for the year. So it's kind of like people will be like, my word for the year is this. And I found initially I was like, that's super cheesy. It's just like a resolution. But I find that actually I'm changing my perspective on it. I love the idea of having this word to really stick with you, that you carry it with you and you really kind of just are motivated and driven by what this word means to you. And by having this word and carrying it with you, you're really kind of guiding the direction of your growth and of your success and of your goals in this coming year. And so, for some people, that word that they want to use to motivate themselves is something like, I don't know, inspiration, or, something like, you know, focus on me. So it's kind of a statement, or, build friendships, be more social, socializing, things like that. And it's funny because when I talk to people, like, everyone's goal obviously is very, very different, but there are some themes that I'm finding that it's always, obviously, I think, a developmental thing, like something that is going to help carry you forward to be better. But it's so interesting to see what people's focus is on and how they really want to go into this year, like focusing on different aspects of their lives. And everyone is so different with that. But it's funny to me, kind of, not funny. Funny is not the right word. I think it's interesting to see how different. I mean, generally, we know everyone's goals are different, but just to see what stands out to people when you think of one word that's going to carry you forward, that's going to be the thing that motivates you. It's so interesting to see what people pick, because some of them are actually really funny words, that maybe also not so inappropriate to say on a podcast, but just things that are funny, maybe personal little jokes that just motivate and get people driven. But then some are more kind of expected. So I wanted to talk to you about this because I want to push forward this idea of really, really focusing on yourself, your growth, your development, in your personal life, in your professional life, in your social life, in your self care, mental health, physical health, all the things. And what I've found is that the people that have already kind of been thinking about this are people that are already kind of driven in some way. They may not be where they want to be. They may not have had a huge amount of success pursuing goals or achieving goals, rather, but the desire to pursue a goal exists in these people. But so in conversations with me, we're just kind of building on that and developing it and helping it be a little bit more fine tuned, how to make sure that that's not something that they're just doing as like an excited beginning of the year goal, but something that they can logistically put in place, strategies to carry this goal through the whole year. But people that aren't really kind of naturally driven on their own aren't, this is kind of a new idea for a lot of them that I've been speaking to. And so for some people, they're coming in and they're wanting to work on this. And for a lot of other people, I'm bringing it up. I'm like, hey, so what is the focus for you this year? What do you really want to see change or improve or just develop so that you feel like this year is one that you can reflect on better? Because, we have the conversation about what was 2022 like for you, what was good, what was not so good, and then what do we take from that to be better this year. And so for some people, they can come up with something quickly, and for a lot of other people, it's something they have to give thought to. What is that year going, or what is that word going to be? What are the goals for the year? And so I'm bringing this subject to you because I really want you to think about it. I want you to think about, what is it that this year is, what do you want the focus of your year to be like? Obviously, you have all these things that you're just, you carry into another year. You work the same, you take your kids to school, you do all these things. So there are a lot of things that are just same old, same old. But then there are certain things that we do have to intentionally make an effort to do differently, because that's the only way that we'll grow. If you don't create a change, then you won't create any growth. You can't do anything different. You can't, I'll put it this way, you can't see any different results if you don't change your behavior. So if you want to see change in your life, you're going to have to take some steps towards that. And I feel like a big chunk of the topics that I've shared with you over the past year have been about taking more of kind of a direction, being in that driver's seat of your life, taking more control in your life so that you can work towards improvement and growth and happiness and all of those things. So this is just a different perspective. This is being able to look ahead and really be intentional with the things that you want to set out to do for yourself. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just thinking of it as I'm saying it right now. I haven't created it yet, but I think it might be good to kind of come up with a list of words that are really, really just maybe to trigger your thoughts. So I may actually throw that on a list and attach it to this as a downloadable. I'll just have to do some Googling for some really inspiring words. So I might do that later today before I post this. But I want to give you some ideas, because I don't know if you've ever seen like a feelings chart or feelings wheel that basically has a list of words that are represent different feelings and emotions. And for a lot of people, looking at that helps them identify what they might be feeling, because coming up with it on their own can be hard. And so this is kind of a similar idea, is coming up with words that might bring meaning to you, or kind of trigger a thought or a goal in and of itself, or they might just kind of match a goal that you've already had set for yourself, but now having this word attached to it might really help you feel inspired to focus on it. So for example, like I've had some people pick the word intentional. This year my goal is to be really intentional with the things I do, with the people I spend my time with, the activities I do with my family, the way I take care of my body, the food I eat, the way I spend my time, all of that. So intentional, I love that word, because to me it signifies this, it does encompass some control, that you are taking control of your decisions and your behaviors, but you're also really putting thought into the kinds of things that you want to do and the way you want to live your life. So I love the word intentional. I've had some people pick the word just kind of a success, that my goal is to look for ways to be successful, to achieve success, to improve, to find success in my job. So some people pick the word that really just um, highlights one aspect of their life, like work or like family. And then I have other people who the word they pick is really general that can apply to all their lives, all aspects of their lives. And then I've had people kind of pick things like, words like family, really dedicate more attention and time to family. I've had people focus on, wanting to be more social and wanting to get out of their shell if they're kind of more shy, or just the habit that a lot of people have created during COVID, which is just to not go out much and just do everything from home and be more remote. So a lot of people are trying to get out and be more social. I've had some people pick the word, a word that reflects me, being able to focus more on me, on my growth, on taking care of myself. And so just kind of it's just very it's more specific. It's not so much about a behavior, it's about the person that they want to focus on, which is themselves. There are a lot of people that spend a lot of their time focusing on other people, and they're meeting other people's needs all the time, and they really don't spend any time kind of prioritizing themselves. And so for some people, they have to intentionally focus on prioritizing themselves. Otherwise, they spend their entire life in service of other people, which we're social beings. We're gonna, it's very good to be in service of other people, but everything has to be balanced. You can't just serve other people and you can't just serve yourself. You have to be well rounded. But if you are unbalanced in one way, then maybe find a way to shift that so that you are kind of leveling that a little bit more. So I'm going to make you that list, but there are so many things for you to consider as you look into this year. And maybe even taking it a step back a little bit, there are a lot of people that don't even know how to set a goal for the year. And I'm not a one kind of goal. Like my goals are growing and changing every single day, depending on what's going on in my life. And every day something new could come up that's going to really redirect my goals, whether it just improves them or changes them. I might set out with a goal to do something small or even big, but then something else will come up and it either changes the goal or it just has to shift my attention. But if I'm going to look at this year and say, but here's some things that are really important to me that I really feel, um, you know, passionate about. I want to achieve this. Let's say if it's a work goal, then my effort has to be put in not getting distracted from that and really finding a way to create plans and systems that will promote that. So if I say, oh, I really want to, let's say I want to market the book. Okay, what does that mean? Because that's a very general statement that doesn't have any specifics or any kind of details to actually help me be successful in that. So instead of saying, "Oh, that's my goal," the important piece is let me sit down and let me start writing what does that mean? Who do I want to reach? Who do I wish would use it? How how do I want to reach out to those people? Who is my audience? And if this is my audience, then what is my plan to contact them? Do I want to email them? Do I want to make some calls? Do I want to post on social media? Okay, well then how often am I going to post? How often am I going to try to find new people to email? How often am I going to do a paid advertisement for it? And then what's my goal of, what number of people do I want to try to reach out to a month? Well, if I make a specific set a goal number, then I have to do everything in my power to achieve that. Do I want to do it all at the beginning of the month? Do I want to spread it out over the course of the month? Do I want to spend, one day a month just focused on that in my work? And then I want to maybe say I want to make a certain amount of connections with new therapists because I want them to advertise it to their clients. Okay, well, how am I going to do that? How am I going to find those things? And so that is the point of setting a goal, is creating a plan. How do I take this goal, break it down into manageable parts, and then how do I set out to achieve those manageable parts? And what are my actions going to be every day to support that. And so if your goal is something related to your family, let's say that you decide that you want to be more engaged with your children. All right, well, it sounds great, but what are you going to do? So, how are you going to structure your time with your kids? Are you going to cut back on certain other things like maybe social media or going out with friends, or you're just going to change? Maybe you can change your work schedule a little bit to help you be able to pick up your kid from school once a week, or maybe you want to take your kid out every week to do one fun activity or go for walks or something, so the goal, the point is to figure out the details to help you achieve the goal. And so if you need to really start from there, then that's a great place to start, and that might help you pick your word better for the year, or vice versa. Your word may really help you determine what the goal needs to be. So if your word is family, all right, then now you know you need to sit down and you need to create a plan to help improve your family relationship or your time spent with that family. And I would say that from just kind of judging from a lot of the communication or the conversations I have with people, one of the most important thing that you need to work on, I think, is just that balance, that self-care, being able to make sure that the time doesn't just fly in this year where you look back and you didn't achieve anything, or didn't feel like anything really came of it for you and your personal growth. And so maybe if you look at this year with the kind of wider lens of, how do I want to be somehow fulfilled by this year? What do I want to do that brings me more fulfillment in the way that I look at my life, in the way that I look at my relationships? Then that, I imagine by me just saying that to you, some image or thought is popping in your mind. That's a good start. Whatever just popped in your mind that made you think of the, being fulfilled or being happier, that's the little rabbit hole you need to follow. Like, that's the line of thinking that you need to pursue to identify what are those things that bring you joy, what are those things that help you feel fulfilled. And if you don't know what that is, and that's the case for a lot of people don't know what to do because maybe they're kind of over, maybe they're just this cloud of mental health issues, depression, anxiety, anything that could be preventing that clarity. Then really maybe just try either talking to someone you trust and say, hey, you know me. What is it like? When have you seen me happy? What is it that I do when you notice that I'm smiling, or then you notice that I'm my lightest, kind of most relaxed self? And that might be a good start. Um, and sometimes I think it's just about sitting down and really thinking about, okay, this past week, what did I do that I enjoyed? Is it a show I watched? Is it playing with my dog? Is it talking to a friend? And just start from there. And okay, why did I like that? What did I enjoy about this conversation with this friend? Maybe they helped you feel good about yourself. Maybe they talked about doing something and you felt really excited about doing it with them. And you just have to kind of, one thing leads to the next, and you keep adding more, adding more. Like, there's no right or wrong way to do this list. You just keep bullet pointing, adding, or just word dump it in a paragraph or whatever. But really being able to ask yourself what makes you happy. And so if there's something that you want to do more of that would make you happier, that is the direction I want you to pursue. And for some people, they focus on one kind of goal or category of goals. And for a lot of other people, it's just this general, I want to improve this in my life. And that encompasses all of these things. So there's no right or wrong. Like, do whatever it is that makes sense to you, makes you feel good about it. But again, I'm a goal oriented person. I always will be, because I feel like if we don't have something to work towards, then we're just stuck in life. So I will always encourage goals. I will encourage you to set goals, but I'm also encouraging you to think of this idea of the word that's going to kind of excite you for the year, because I feel like it's simple. It's something that you can write down, that you can just incorporate into your life a little bit more easily than a full-blown goal. The goal has to be there, but the word is the association to that goal, right? It's the thing that links your thoughts and your behaviors to that goal that will if you tell yourself, if I focus on this, and that's what's going to get me to that goal, then pick that, find whatever that is for you. Um, I'm thinking, I've had a couple of ideas of what my word is going to be. And I have, I think, like I said, I'm always, intentional is always the thing that I try to be in everything that I do. The words I choose to use, the way I choose to treat people, I always try to be really intentional. So that's something that I will continue. But I think, for me, I'm still working on it. I'm still working on figuring out what that final word is going to be. I've thrown some around, um, and it's frustrating right now because I had a really good one that I didn't write down. So I broke my own suggestion to you. Write it down. I had one I really liked. I can't remember what it is right now. So I need to spend some more time thinking about this. And I think while I'm making this list for you, um, I will hopefully remember what my word was. But I'm really gonna try. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's Thursday at 11:30 in the morning, and I have to post this episode for you tonight. I'm gonna try my best to get this list out for you. If I don't get it out to you by Friday morning when you get this episode, cut me some slack. I will try to get to it. I have clients the rest of the day and then other things going on. So if I don't get it to you today, I will make sure to send it out separately. And hopefully that'll be something that'll help you. So I'm going to wrap up here. I hope you have a great rest of your day and great rest of your week. And I will talk to you next time. All right. Thanks for listening. Bye.